To the listeners and supporters, fans, well wishers in Salon Tok Forum, where they deal with issues, comment, and analysis. Today we tell God Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, plenty, plenty. Thank you for another beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. When that Tuesday, April 16, 2024. First of all, I want to ask the audience for follow me, for share, for like, for comment, and also I can always stress for subscribe to the YouTube. See, the YouTube platform, they help this place out greatly. So I always stay at now. The notice we got today talk specifically, so we come look about Salon from the lens of the Lancaster conference in England, May 1960. Waiting happened at Lancaster House, May 1960 to today, we at the talk. We from what to join, they say the speaker don't resign. We even talk about that. But first, one for lay out the foundation. Because this is very important. More so, they come celebrate 63 years of independence. So you go find that we really may roll back and see how we arrive at that and ask the fundamental question whether in fact it was okay for Logan for independence, because when you actually put things into focus and perspective, you ask the question, we better off today than yesterday? So these are all the questions. But for let we get to that, we get for that. I mean, we first of all get for talk about waiting and call Salon, how Salon come about. Obviously now, Salon is a place where they be discovered for their slaves and from, where they put in England, Nova Scotia, Jamaica, and all that thing. They bring in us. Then we remember that date say in 1787. If my historical and my recollection actually serve me right now, 1787. Go on to now come to 1808, where Salon became a colony of Britain. 1808. So from 1808, they kind of we not be a colony of Britain. I mean everything. It was a British. As a matter of fact, Salon ended up even the headquarters. The West African, in the country, now be the administrative headquarters. If we, go back to history, we look at that. So, in effect, Salon was virtually everything Salon was. Even in the question of higher learning, now we first get university in the sub-Sahara, and all of that, you get people that they come out that they other continent, people like Ajay Crowder, the end of Edwin, and all that, they come study. As a matter of fact, for Bay College, they even get a place where they call Ajay Crowder Amphitheater. I think they can hold a convocation and everything. Where Queen we go na Salon, November 1961, I didn't hold the convocation. He go there in the capacity as chancellor or as visitor to the place. But then we now come to 1960. But before that will happen, we get the elections, we get the protectorate assembly, we get it. But we really not get a kind of a central, authority. Of course, the first general election that the country take place in 1957, but still not forget that the colonial people that been in charge, the governor, he was actually the president of the council. So when Samit Magai lead a delegation for going to Lancaster House for go negotiate independence, where the British government was represented by Mr. MacLeod, Samit put a team of very distinguished Salonians, citizens. Now across the board, they pick. Not to just from EU party no more. No, they pick from different, strands for goodie. The meeting, I must say, with all candor, was highly successful. People they commoded with a state of euphoria. The only person again unfortunately, we got for me, you see, because one thing about history don't need revisionism. We must make it very clear. Shaka Stevens not been there for the meeting done. So in order to a signatory to that famous document where come on at Lancaster House. No, he was not part of it. Because in the course of the conference, he decided for set up a roadblock. The roadblock was he come up with demands on the British government. Here was the demand. He said election for take place before independence. I mean, the demand that way he put. But the conference will be agree. They can say the British government was actually led by Mr. MacLeod. And we, the team where we lead the Salon delegation as Mr. Magai, they don't agree. So whatever it is, unless the conference come, and where it come, as usual. Remember, he been go in the capacity as PNP member. He never been go there in the capacity as APC because he was not an APC member. We also need to talk about that. When people in the talk say Shaka Stevens is the founder of the APC, no. You know, one thing about history, we always say talk about history. History not need revisionism. Waiting not be, it not be. Waiting be, it be. Shaka Stevens was invited for join the APC where Napa Mukhtar Kale them na they form APC. Now they form not to him. He was just like S.I. Koroma. He was invited. Join the cow and then by Koroma was invited to APC where he go grab him. And at the same time, Shaka Stevens he was invited, but he only grabbed the party. So we need to make this distinction very, very clear. Shaka Stevens was not the founder of APC. He was an invitee. Where he come out England, where he come with hell you know, and the misinformation. Only for, you know, whip up the embers of, you know, discord. So obviously enough, the meeting conclude. And Lancaster have say the British government give we 700 million, 7 million and 57,000 pounds, but whatever it is, they give you money up to 7 million. I don't just forget the correct figure, but whatever it is, they give you money. Okay. Went forward, 19 April. This April what is so. The Duke of Kent, Prince Edward, he can Salon for come hand over the constitutional instrument. He can represent in cousin, the late Queen. Now he can represent the country. So that he will preside over the independence. As a matter of fact, come at the eve of the independence, he was welcomed at Hastings Airport. So I mean, Magai, John Carey Fasmade, tough government officials, and they all be there for welcome him. With the governor, we be there, Sir Maurice Doman. So it can be said Sir Maurice that the last colonial governor, but he metamorphosed into the first governor general after independence. Come April 27, by God power, the Union Jack, now Bufils and bring and can down. 12 o'clock midnight, they bring the Union Jack. Lord don't forget say Britain, I mean the rule, so we national colors now be the Union Jack. This is where again we get for credit people like John Academy. John Academy also play a major role here. When on by God power by April 27, when I can for talk about the anniversary, the 63rd, I will talk specifically waiting the late John Academy, waiting your contribution, you know, part of Salon independence. By God power, we'll talk about that. So the morning of April 27, now Parliament House, the Duke of Kent hand over the constitutional instruments then to the prime minister, where signifies the Salon not become an independent nation within the League of the Commonwealth. On that very day, we need for talk about this. I mean, we need for talk about the progressive system. On that very day, now we become the 100th member of the United Nations and make we nation number 100 as a member of the United Nations. That very day, April 27, 1961, we get independence. That very day, now Sir Maurice Dorman moved from being the last colonial governor to being the first governor general of independent Salion. Sir Maurice H. Dorman, he became that the white man became governor general this time. He moved from being a governor to being a governor general. And also, not forget the 1960 Constitution, where it be, a pattern overlapping which yes. Again, at yesterday or day before yesterday, I talked briefly about the kind of government we get. We're not a parliamentary government. So as we talk about the natural progression, how we move from being a colony of the crown to independence and all that thing we work we take and talk about all the coups, then the attempted coups, the things we work today now for. In other words, now a recap of the Salion political history now, really they can't discuss that today. People that say, look, we get a lot of the material, you get a lot of them you need for documenting here, which is true. But because of the age of the pan now, the age of the technology, the age of social media, the advent of WhatsApp, the advent of all in the internet, we don't get. We really now need for the right books because what they do something. These are online lectures now at every day now. People can take this now. Well, we don't done. You also save them. You save them. We not necessarily get for the read book. Yes, it's fine for read books. But me your argument because people they say Kutubu pop and for write book. I say yes. A lot of us are not going to write Salion history. We're not going to revise and write them back. You can check God thinking. I know they say I get monopoly over them. But believe me, I can also match people like Professor J.D. leader, Mr. King. I can really put Mr. Sion banner outside in there. Because there are a lot of things that we me don't talk about, we will not see they talk about. For example, you now ask people that, well, how about that famous Hastings robbery will be take place at Salion? Who said that robbery take place at Salion? Who said? And what to be involved there? A lot of people they will not know of that. This is where we economic crisis start with the calamity. We don't meet with finance system. Now yanda you get in anticipate. But going forward, we get the independence April 20. It was in an atmosphere of joy and tranquility, and an atmosphere. They see the symphony of brotherhood and sisterhood that the country was one. So what in the talk about one country, one people. That now we see Salion. Some of we get in the castle tell God thank we see Salion when the white man in there. When you see at the plus side of the good thing, if you not to so much what you will learn. If I can tell anybody, I get more of waiting I learn by observing how Salion be the things that were witness where God make we keep them now in subconscious more than which I ever go say I get in the classroom. No. More. I get more by just merely observing how Salion be go small. It transitioned from this place to that place, from this place to that. This happened, that happened. I keep on made. I tell God thank you for that. So people then if you say what can be kind of judge, no, I read no book. So now make today I say, you know what? I can rehearse almost a Salion political history from 1787 after they not freed slaves in England, where they begin fair place for the way they bring in a saloon, from Nova Scotia, from Jamaica, and all that, like I say, when they form that company, Saloon become a crown colony 1808. I will walk with come too, because I've read it and I've seen it. So, like we say, the independence take place for know how the country respect the native by the country, dignity be native by the country. November 1961, Salon again was put now the status of respectability. Waiting happen, the late queen, and in late husband, the Duke of Kent, then pay a memorable visit to Salon, for come cement, the independence again, November 25, 1961, they come. We see the euphoria. We see. So in other words, back to back, we get two very important, visitors and wake up. First, the Duke of Kent, April, he presided over the independence. Then November 1961, the queen and the husband, they go there. For go out gravitas. That was Salon because it was a place also peaceful. It was quiet. It was a place where, we already tell people, Salon not a place where anybody may need for go out. Because even in the context of academia, you get good institutions, good learning, good schools, secondary school, the universities, and then we get people there. Our university was affiliated with Durham University. Lecturers, when they come up from overseas, they come. When they say you pass, you graduate first class honor, upper division 1, believe me, anywhere you go now this world, so you are respected because academia was really academia. So all of those things we see. And we Guma Valley, where today we people there, we politicians, they don't make any provision. The problem is we don't get visionary leadership. November 1961, Saturday, November 25, 1961, the Duke of Edinburgh go now Guma Valley, he go commission the Guma Valley. So you go expect, say by then, because by then the population is young, but in particular in Africa, not to be boku people there. So there was water supply everywhere. Then even we get street pumps there. The one they want to get pumped in and they host, we get street pumps there. So water, there was not really water shortage in the country because water be there. Because like I said, the Guma Valley where the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, he and them, MS Mustafa, where they go commission at Guma Valley, if we get enough for supply the city and beyond, we get it. But the problem is, we leaders and we politicians, like I said, vision not there for saying, you know what? There is going to come a time where there's going to be a population growth now. So we need to expand this water business. We need to get, pipes in where go, make sure say water go from one place to the other. There's nothing like that. A day like today, look the kind of water where people they drink, look how they fetch the water there. All of this. Also, before I come now, so now somebody just sent a note to me saying, I think that McKinney, that college within McKinney, fire take place there. Fire. Virtually, they lost everything. They don't get fire force for go hot. How will now go get a place? And these are the places where now and by Koroma in your home Nandi, where now the man is where they say now world best. How you go there now a place like that you not get fire force there? And 11 years he was in power. So these are all the things that we need for the win out. These are all the indices that we need for win. They say virtually they lost all things. So going forward, like I said, the Queen come, we get good time in the country, everything happened. Then in May 1962, we first general election after independence. Remember, the first general election was in May 1957 for a modern day parliament. So in in May 1962, we get the first general election after independence. You know, we need for the classified elections and how they come. Yes, the first national elections was in May 1957. But the first election also after independence, now May 1962. When I recall where I start the talk, I talk to Shaka Stevens. He insist that they call it EBI, elections before independence. That's what he call it. But like I say, the delegates in Lancaster House they say no. Lord, Mr. MacLeod, when I be the British delegates when I represent the British government, submitting also the other. And like I said, the delegation will be going across the board. So we get the election, SFPP come back with Sami Magai. And again, when they talk about the national character or how the country been there, the government where some of me personally, where me see, the SFPP government, the way I see, was right across the board from all the different regions in the country. You get people like Mahmoud Ahmed. You get people like YDCC. You get people like IB Taylor Kamade. You will get people like Kane Boyden. You will get people like MS Mustafa. You will get people like R.D.O. King. You will get people like John Nelson Williams. You will get people like John Carifa Smart. You will get people like G. Dixon Thomas. You will get, you know, like you say, across the board. You get people like S.L. Maturi. You know, so in other words, the government of Salion by then, now the face of the country, because, you know, it was across the board, not to just from one region or one tribe. This thing today where we see people, they whip up, they talk about tribalism, they talk about this, you know, some of we, you know, most times I can sit down, you know, for be honest with you, I can feel a bit bad. I can feel bad because when they come up, when I see politics in Salion, when I see governance in Salion, when I see the actors there, when I see people, the very first Chief Justice na Salon, na a Creole man, Sasala Kobenkakoka. But the first person where now the black man where they make a high court judge na Salion, also na a Creole man, Emesa Emi Fasholiuk. So not only like, oh, they particularly bring in people them. Like I said, it was across the board. You get Constance Commis John when I be mayor on a free talk. When I could. You get somebody like Mohammed Hashuddin Al Ghali, when I Creole Oku, when I Fubema, when they send go as High Commissioner na Nigeria. So this question of tribalism, where they can accuse, you know, the SFPP government, the Magai government, well, you know, people they do it because of ignorance. I can understand the propaganda. But now that make us say, you know, today, some of it they can't just go to call the synopsis. Because as they talk about the thing, that's why you go to call the actors they name, so that this now for actually impeach the integrity of people they talk. So, oh, that government that be traveling. The chief medical officer that we saw, the Creole person, Dr. H.M.S. Bodman. When you go to a Connaught hospital, almost the greater part of the doctors that we in the Creole people, you take people like Dr. Olu Williamson, Dr. Odu Mainse, and all of them say, now they need it. You go there at the judiciary, no beginning there. You start from Sasala Kobenkakoka, you go to Bankole Jones, you go to Okorokol, you go to Brown Mac, you go to Brown Mac, you walk your way, take candle. So the question is, where was this tribal? Registrar, exams council Nassau, Louis Pratt. Registrar. Even the school set, where we needed a good number of the principals that we needed, that Creole people there, or white people there. St. Edward's began Father Mokai, Prince of Wales began Mr. Rogers, both school began Mr. Holding, or W.B. Wright, CKC began Father Lam, Edwards began Father Mokai, Then, if you go to Methodist Boys High School, you will get Parmalin. You go to grammar school, you will get Franco, when a Whitman. You go Aniwash, you get Latilewa High Foster. You go Methodist Guys High School, you get Fasho Collier. So you mostly they ask this question: where was this tribalism? Where was this tribalism? Where was this tribalism? Where was it? The thing about the politics that's people, that's what they call compartmentalization. I know they at all. Everything is being done within the lenses, the tribal lens. Everything are within the tribal lens. Everything are within the tribal lens. So, like we said, the election took place in 1962. So our meeting continued. We get good governance. And also, I'm going to say transparency be there and accountability be there. In 1960, Meeting set up a commission of inquiry inside your government. They call it the Cole Commission. Would that be header that Justice Okorokol now head that commission? Waiting to be the purpose of that commission for inquire into the financial expenditure of your government. Samiti Maga your government. Imagine, this na a leader will set a commission of inquiry inside your government for let them investigate in your government. And Uda Sidon Pali, na a Creole man na Sidon de Justice Christopher and Nathan Okorokol. Now Sidon, he come up with adverse findings against some top government officials. And make the necessary recommendation to the Prime Minister. And all that. So transparency be there. Now, let me even go to the parliament obedient. Like we talk about. Like I said, the concept of government obedient, or inherit from within, or practice, that be the parliamentary democracy when an infusionary, concept of government. What does that mean? You get, just again, I think yesterday I talked this word again, and I repeat again. In that kind of a system of governance, they know they elect a prime minister. We need to make this known. They know they elect a prime minister. Now, a party leader, waiting they happen, the political parties them that then they go, more say like APC, SFPP, they get what they call convention. Everybody they go run for the office, everybody, then kind of a system they open get. And when that's some of you they advocate one back, no one leader not go impose anybody because you the leader, you say your own job. And then in your party, everybody they go contest for the party leadership. The party leadership. You like what they happen at written. You they fed for let be the party. So now make they go na convention. Would that be the highest votes or delegates? Now they emerge as the party leader. And what the party leader they do? The party leader now they lead the party toward an election. Now they go there. So as soon as the party win, automatically he become the prime minister. Then the governor general, acting in accordance with a constitutional provision, he just name up. We'll see how this play out in 1967. In a parliamentary democracy, it's very easy because it's self-regulatory. Things like coup not they take place. No leader no they in yes, now 5 years a party or a parliament they last. But no leader no go guarantee say, no prime minister no go guarantee say you go there in office for 5 years. I can give you examples as we talk about the political history of Salon, where we talk from 1780, 70, cannot to 1808, still can't go get independence. And let's go to Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson now lead the Conservative Party, where get the highest number of seats there now the House of Commons. How Boris Johnson lost his job? Just by violating the COVID restrictions, the party come together They say, oh man, you get for good because you don't violate the laws there. All it, I not go even to Margaret Thatcher. One person I calls Margaret Thatcher downfall. In your Chancellor of the Exchequer or the Minister of Finance, Mr. Nigel Lawson, that went for Tony Blair. When I got him Brown in deputy, that went for David Cameron. When at the Brexit, that went for Theresa May. We also at the Brexit. That went for Liz Truss. We take over when I got 1 or 2 months in office or not. You see, in those type of democracies, no leader, no they be on and end on. You know they grab power because you they in power at the mercy of even your cabinet. Today, your cabinet, you grab them, move a vote of non-confidence. If anybody not believe, I'm going to reserve this for waiting happened to Albert Magai Sunday, March 1967. But I will talk about that. Waiting happened to Albert, now Kenima. Now, an example of that say no leader. You cannot be a dictator. You know, I look at APC, but you don't go blame them. Now, the sort of political dispensation will get now make it be difficult. But if not be a parliamentary democracy, no way, no way, and then by Goroman before but no way. For yes, what did happen? Immediately after the elections, everybody will be hold office. Most, especially if you are lost, when all they go, everybody they go. Immediately, most if you be parliamentary democracy will be get 2018, where APC lost the election. 4 days, they all Minkalu Masari, they all and they go. The party they elect other people. They no way, no the way they sit up. No. The structure is such a way that it's not possible. It's not that now the advantage that of getting a parliamentary system. But this kind of a system will get so good. Waiting this system, they bring dictatorship because look for if you were to hear it today, say the speaker don't resign. Then they say the president don't accept the resignation. No, not to the president, your business standing. Not to your business standing. When the speaker is supposed to resign, when he resign, the letter of resignation, they go to the deputy speaker because we're too supposed for the run now. We supposed for the run a kind of a tripartite system of governance now the run. The executive they operate separately from the legislative branch of government separately, as well as the judicial branch of government for so no, not to the president in Jordan for accepting as they do. No, not to your job, Randy. The name some of it they continue for as you say they need for change that so-called 1991 constitution because that 1991 it make a leader a demigod in the country. All these totalitarian rule they see, so the dictatorship or constitutional violations or human rights violations, it all emanate from that 1991 constitution where it make one man a demigod, the be all and end all, the Yakina Abudu Yakina style, the Alpha and Omega, and everything that end of the problem that Salion, until we get rid of that constitution, they bring in a kind of constitution just where get checks and balances, what's in the great philosophers them. People like Montesquieu them or Béron, and Charles de Secondat or John Locke them, Edmond Burke them, and all them people they bring. But as long as now this sort of we now Africa or particularly that Salio, this kind of a system of governance, fit we the presidential system of governance, fit we now abuse upon abuse, and the misuse and abuse of power. 9 days we need for the talk that fit we not to then kind of a government we need. We go back election under 1962. Say we go to 1960. Military power. Say we go to 1964. Shortly after we celebrate either the 2nd anniversary or the 3rd anniversary of independence, we do have April 27, April 28. Now he died. Now it's a military die. Now, you go find again this part of the history. Then we explain this to people then. Because people then they always go with a fundamental misconception where based on maybe I don't know whether you call it half truth, I'll call it say based on truth or lies. They say there was this arrangement, Magai go, Magai can. No. We need for clear this today. We need for clear. Sabit Magai, Uda if he wants, for let it succeed. If you get 3 people there in mind, 3 people there. 1, John Carrefour Smart. 2, MS Mustafa. 3, Banjat Jansi. When I be speaker. Now, let I explain why then 3 people they not succeed. That explain this. If I recall, when Samit they kind power, Mohammed Sanusi Mustafa was not only a minister of finance, but he was deputy prime minister. If I recall, 2 major jobs and I began deputy prime minister and minister of finance. John Carrefour Smart was minister of external affairs. John Carrefour Smart was a very personal friend of Samuel Saint. But what thing happened? MS Mustafa like I just thought to say Samuel Saint being form a commission, that call commission, will look into the financial expenditure of in government for for the whole of 1961. So there was adverse findings against most of the people there. So in fact that made them transfer from being deputy prime minister, minister of finance, that made them can't go now social welfare. Now they can't go. They know just one pull and almost so they now they can't go. The case of John Carrefour Smart, waiting me happen. He be not left and take a job now World Health Organization. Don't forget this. So people they not agree on. Now, Banjat Jansi, as Speaker of Parliament, was not a member of Parliament, and the Constitution will get the 1960 Constitution no go permit you for be a member, for be a prime minister, when you not to a member of Parliament. We need for clear this. These things need for be taught out. Then we historians and Dr. This, Dr. That, Professor this, Professor that. These are the things that we're there for the help, educate we. Because you got a lot of people there where by default are very ignorant. They are very ignorant by default. You don't go blame them. Because who side they forget information. For example, now this country also, from the one where America be America, after the War of Independence, then after the Battle of Saratoga, where they defeat King George III, in forces then now also they call it Battle of Saratoga, where first King George III for recognize the sovereignty of this country also. Say they put a constitution together. The very first paper of this country, we talk about America today, What's it? They call Bureau of Archives, and Bureau of Records. The very first document on this country also. Paper number 1, up to whatever paper they don't get now today. All of these things are needed because now the history is part of a nation. If you don't get history, you are not a nation. When you are do any research now, you can go now Bureau of Archives. You can go to Library of Congress. You can go to Natural History Museum of Natural History. You can go to Museum of American History. You get a place now, Washington D.C. now the mall, where if you don't 14th Street, you go now like you go now. You go Virginia, you go like you go now airport. That 14th Street they go and call it the mall. That downtown at the mall. The whole place na museum day for all kind of things in there. Bureau of this, bureau of that, all dealing with different aspects of American is People then go be short for an assassin. You get more of history of a saloon and especially the cultural aspect in America than a saloon. If you go now a place now, Independence Avenue, they get a whole museum yonder where 94 we cultural business in it. All kinds of way to do. You get the goboy, the sewing, you get this, you get that by movie, this, but actually, things are where you don't even get an saloon. It didn't. So I make way. I already tell anybody, America, they know of we country, they pass how you know that. Because these guys, the way they send it for go open at the embassy, they this after they get a nice diplomatic cover, then try to the you know, first section, you know, this attaché, you know, that attaché. No. These guys are nothing but spies. They are where they mingle with that they do. But one I think say as soon as they go, they begin learn the language. As soon as they reach, they begin learn the language. And then they talk the language, Lekuna. Now Ghana, this not only Salion, no. Even though there's Salion political history, they can't discuss today, but I would, you know, be in one or two things there for them. Now Ghana, you get, let me send a high commissioner in Ghana. The lady don't pass away self now, and be an actress, Charlie Temple Black. That lady go to Ghana. That lady they dress like Ghanaians. If they go to market, if they talk the language, and I make an ambassador, great woman, Charlie Temple Black. Now be an actress. If they dress like the way you go now, if you see out in the flock on now, if they go now, if they dress like the way they engage, look at them. We also get very popular ambassadors in Asylum, people like Michael Samias. All this is how they get to now. When they go, they ingratiate themselves to now. They learn our culture quick. Then they talk in our language. Then they look like this guy when they did now. What should I think say they do? Every minute, this latest ambassador will go there. That, he do this, they do that. They get any info, they see. They get it, now in the supply of the country. Now from there to now the country, they make policies. And they make policies. So, this question of how Albert Magai became prime minister, it was never an arrangement where they say, oh well, you know, they're not trying for tribalize the job. Magai go, Magai come. No. As a matter of fact, Albert, if he fits Sam Milton, una way they recall history. If now they become more here in French Shaka series, they go from that party they call PNP, they call Pekin. Now only way independence be come now he come back there. But Shaka series he left that PNP now. But Shaka series that be minister that the SPP government. Let's not forget that be minister of labor. You know they saying it. So Albert got appointed as prime minister April 29. You know, he got appointed. 9 hell broke loose. Now, this political crisis we see that Salon. Now recall from the time where I started talk, we at about 1787, till we become a colony of the crown, till we can go to Lancaster House, May 1960. It cascaded into independence on April 27, 1961. They cascade after the Duke of Kent in visit, then followed by the Queen and the Duke and all that thing. Till we get the election in May 1962. Till can go till Samiti passed away April 28, 1964. The country was relatively quiet. The country was very progressive. Because you get everything in the country. Again, we get for look again at the economic indices of the country. You not need for come overseas for buy anything. You had everything there. If the motoka, we get motoka the neighborhood of different company. We get it. If now close the yuan where we get them, we get departmental stores and with it. That's when they call tuxedo. Salon, I see tuxedo na salon. People they wear tuxedo na salon. Say coats them, then they go na salon. And get good stores them. Dunia store, Petit Paris, this store, that store. All the Nigerian store, when they say, USC, you already, we get all kind of a company. You get USC, EBO, CFAO, the French company, you get Cool Story, you get Kingsway, you get this, you get that. That was the country. You will not necessarily get for cap. Where it can pan transportation for we get and that we get MV Oren, we get MV Accra, we get MV Apapa. You get all of these main vessels that will be applied coastal. You know, commerce day, trade day, then they go up and down the brink of, you know, we get commerce. Things are coming at the country. Angry not being there, starvation not there. You know, they short of anything because they were there when money was good. Because the people that will be the money we bank, they must say even the last which man will be didn't go in hall. Before then they go by 1964, Albert they don't come up with we don't get with Bank of Salon, we Central Bank of Salon, and we don't get with money. With money, I must tell you, even they compete with America or even possible even so past America money, we lose our sense. It was we economy was very, you know, buoyant. It was very vibrant. Because we began commerce when I promote Trump. Some of we go remember then trade fair where they hold. That can be a trade fair, that can be a show and all that and day. We SFPMB jobs be there for young people there. If we get SFPMB, we not be get a situation where all man they run can in a free town. This again we got for look into that. There was no need for let people that run kind of free town, especially if you don't get any abode there, you don't get place there, you don't get because there were jobs upline. There are jobs. Like I said, SFPMB not be one of them. You will get forest industry because I remember the forest industry way we didn't I remember the man with the wait man with Mr. Price. I remember because me on that work there, so I see Mr. Price on that which man we be in it. You get SFPMB. You get all of this. Transportation of it. You get where they run from Water Street to Penembu. So people, and now don't forget, say towns then develop because of the railway. You get towns like Bawaya, you get town like Etabe, you get then people they weigh, then farmers them way after they don't harvest their crops, then they bring another line. When the train they can, they stop people and they buy. So when they can, they bring good. I mean, there we are. This thing what we have people that they complain about hunger, starvation, and but the thing is, all man don't come up like kind of free talk. We take all man come up politics. All man don't get this agriculture. We get what they call WADA, that West Africa and what developments of the WADA, but actually be in charge of that, right? We be now recouping and let it be there. We system the export. We essentially had everything because the country was properly managed. So we depend this say, yes, we will never, I'm not going to ever sit there and talk say Albert was a saint. No, he was not. But there were a lot of things that we Albert do. Sometimes we go talk say that the political climate will be dead. Again, we go back to the sort of parliament we be in the country. The kind of parliament we get, the way I talk say that the parliamentary democracy we get, in order to tolerate dictatorship. No one leader not they be the generalissimo in the country. Because the parliamentarians were robust. They were very vibrant. When you go to parliament, you're out there, they debate issues. The one-party system where Albert Mugabe wants that the country, the parliamentarians, especially the opposition parliamentarians, because of the robustness, how they handle the debate, and they kill them. The Republican bill where Albert Mugabe wants, now also now the opposition, and kill them. Why? Because the parliament was strong. You get strong, you know, people in the parliament. You get people like Ibrahim Takida Minedi. You know, and not only that, in those days, we get a very vibrant press. Not today. Today, people they are there, yellow book, so-called journalists, their way now they nothing but jokes and fraud them. Label people the way they go, they give them money, they go begin resort to say no. We really had real professional journalists in the country, the likes of Bab Kasim them, the likes of even Ibrahim Chaki them. These guys, we are really first-hand journalists there, real journalists. The newspaper, they all began the Daily Mail, when in the national paper, the APC began we own, when they Ibrahim Chaki them in the right. The SPP began Unity, when some Mexican they been there. First, you talk about Julius Cole. Before that, these were competitive, they began Shekman there. Then Rogers Rights they own. I mean, these were the newspapers, and then you began that Bunubu Press. All of them here, this is the thing that one day with historians and they can't say we about, because when they complain about this kind of so-called press, we may not even press it, now they let people there. Some of we get we tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we see all those things and we really see where you ask a lot of today people say, well, you remember any issue they call Bunumbu Press? What you say? Who's kind name that we call? They don't know. But again, you don't go blame them because I must tell anybody, me Kutubu West don't ask. I don't get that kind of respect for we so-called history. Because what you know happen at Salon, everybody don't left a profession. All man don't go to politics, and then they go there. And not to forsake the politics when they go there, for go help people them. Now for them that the country, because they're the quickest and fastest place for make money. More if you go to a William man David Senge. There's all this talk about David Senge and the whiz kid, the technology kid, and they go, all right, we don't hear all that here. He go to the University of Heaven and they go study something. That's fine. That's all well and good. But the question is, what in David Senge don't contribute in terms of how it will bring with technology in a salon to one will all go be proud of. Now, if not even go and then people that way get then telephone them, then we are the corner. Now, for years, somebody they talk to a phone number, we don't go off. So it don't go off. The internet system not good, nothing. So maybe they expect say with all this equipment when they don't put on the Visenga in being the whiskey in being this, he go say, you know what? Me, I don't come. God don't help me, I don't go and book. Me on contribution way I they give to the society also. They help develop this technology now. I go work with people that way are known as Silicon Valley, MIT, or like when they say in Bill Gates in Bobo. I go link with Bill Gates for let he do something now in name in terms of technology. Say David Senge to Bill Gates. He don't make salary. We can't protect them. All the schools they don't wire them. They get internet. They get internet. Records keeping at this now country. Now as you go for anything no more quickly they don't pull and give because it did. One of the things that we are already talk about again. Now this country, like I said, a political history they talk about. As they talk about the political history, for talk about why the society don't fail, you're not going to talk about the politics no more. You get for talk about the fundamental absence or lack of infrastructure, where forgive gravitas to any claim of you being an independent country. Because very shortly, and about 2 weeks from now, we'll talk to the council celebrate 63 in the 63. So you got the question, what is here for celebrate now? That and the question that will offer, what is there for celebrate? What is really there for celebrate? Where you take into account waiting out the nation, the state of the nation, waiting there for celebrate. So the fundamental lack of all the chair they talk about now don't become there's no need for anybody they talk about celebration. Let nobody talk about that. We they expect say, the president is moving around from time to time to present. electricity not for be anything way for be a problem at Salon. Here is the reason why electricity not for be a problem. Blackout na Salon take effect na Salon from that time where Shakassinis go against the advice of then Governor Sambangu and the Bank of Salon for let host an OAU when they spend all the resources on that. Okay, it don't be. But I mean, we not go continue for the beats that every now and then. Now we get for move. Shakassini is long gone. It's out of the scene. It's long. So the question, what we don't do? The president, they move around every now and then. They get people there. Maybe they say one of the things that the president for do, if for engage the United States na yard. They're not easy way they send, then people are say, okay, we ambassador, go yonder, go do that for where they did it. They for be able for knock that too much now and see how they go able, get people them, where go help them with something where they not get. No, they go help them. The electricity. No, don't forget, so we get 7 rivers. We got 7 rivers in Salon. We get heavy rainfall in Salon, heavy rainfall. There is what they call American Corps of Engineers in this country, American Corps of Engineers. Salon not big that kind of a big in such a way that if American Corps of Engineers are not going to get electricity, especially now the capital, when the political and diplomatic capital, Freetown. We cannot afford to forget the capital, when the political headquarters, the diplomatic headquarters, the international community headquarters. Then they this kind of a darkness. No, it's totally unacceptable. Not to forsake the means, so the means is there, but you get the people there where get the I call them where go say they get and the division for do that. No. Everything that shortcut, quick fixes and everything. A serious engagement of United States government. Seriously engaging the government, putting the case across. Like where this so-called millennium money where they run after, almost that money where they run after. That not for be a priority. But you know what? We need an infrastructure under. Believe me, American Corps of Engineers, they go build electricity as sustainable. That already we get the skeleton. They can use that in a boom boom day. They run in such a way that nobody no go for political purposes. Go say they go destroy because of political purposes. About less than a month ago, I mean they do documentary, and they go around. They look at infrastructure there. Now they transformer there. Where would they see that Salon? No, you don't go run there because he did it. Then they tell you he read the voltage, he did it. Then they tell you say no go there, no go there. Then he did it, danger, no go there. Where you go there, any 2 meet now you go find out for yourself. Now make nobody know the mess to transformer now. They not of us say they put fence around, and then they put fence around. If they don't belong, no. Then they put the sign there, don't go there, no go there. It then they read, and they go tell you what are the unintended consequences. So me believe say that's where they up under. Now a deliberate act on the one day where they walk in, then they do that because no way not there anybody go see live wire they go inside it. No way. So all in the sabotage that it. But what is the government doing for preventing it? We will not see anything. So they can say, get to the United States Army Corps of Engineers. We serious, dialogue with them. Whether they able to restore electricity. Because let me say this today, as we talk about the Salon political history, we go make sure say, we not go exhaust everything, but the indie system or the jigsaw or the brackets that what we need for long put that together for let it give the gravitas or long able for late claim to the fact that yes, we justified enough for say yes, we are actually an independent country. So that we can't talk about. Now, no way not the where regardless of whatever improvement with the administration want make, where energy not the energy not the. What do you mean by energy? You don't get constant constant electricity where they work 24 hours, 7 days a week. No way, no way, no way, no way. Let nobody not fool anybody. No way, no the way Salon go make any progress. No way. Not with me or experience that this country has so. I don't say. A country where not get energy, a reliable energy, where sustainable, where they work daily, 7 days a week. I don't care. No, country they know you see they put big buildings up, but they don't get elevators in there. How you go claim 3rd floor or 4th floor? What if you get health challenges? All of those factors, but that only they happen when you get electricity, when they won't go drive them to the day. Who say are they so naya? Who say me they naya? Apart from the fact that we get, old people are also within the elderly people them. But elevator day from the ground floor, they go to the last floor, elevator day. Because they make provision for people that begin where health challenges them, where they're not going to claim, steps them. They're not going to do this. They're not going to. So you make provision for them. You make provision for them. But these things are fundamentally absent. So if we talk about development, first we go first. Say waiting at the waiting go drive the develop. First, we need energy. We need energy. We need electricity. We go drive that today. We need electricity for be able for preserve the food them. We need electricity for the cold water. No, we are the Americans, so we colleagues will tell not to nobody know they cook now every day. No. Everybody gets what they call an ice box or free. Every host naya gets up. Every host for preserved food. Not to every day they cook naya. It's not possible. If electricity not been there, then you go be forced for do that. First month just not done. So come on, call people when people they can call me, I mean, they say, that the trouble this one they go to. Fast one on car, we don't even get electricity in the place. I'll be able to preserve the food, I'll go do this. So these are the when governments say they talk about development. No, what's we need for answer? Wait a minute. Not of you go put 155 building here now. Me as far as because I'm not you. The state house now, meaning that the White House now, don't they see then discover this country as so. But every day when you pass now Pennsylvania Avenue, if you pass it, when you look 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, then outside the White House, Italic a brand new building. No, that building there is just as old as United States. But waiting there, maintenance. Compare that to what they call the U building as Salon U building. By any stretch of imagination, U building not to an old building, not to an old building. If we really look at in terms of duration. Not an old building, but look how it look the state of decrepit. Look how it did. And you talk about a government facility, in a government place. So all of this attitude of benign neglect, people them know, who side priority for their priorities not there. So this is the reason why some of it talk. There is nothing for saying when they celebrate independence. Me Kutubu, I'm not saying any other person. No. Me, there's nothing for celebrate about. There's nothing. Because when you see down, when you take a retrospective look at things, you see the backwardness. You see the backwardness. You talk about the 21st century. The backwardness. Then you have what you celebrate that. So I tell you, even before for saying, you know what? When the wait man be there, I think so before because when the wait man be there, some of you already argue with when they argue from a comparative, standpoint. When we be there, when the wait man be there, when we say electricity be there Salon. When we be there, we wait man be there. When we be there, we wait man be there. Water be there. Like I say, Saturday, November 25, 1961. The late Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, now go commission Guma Valley. What are they in the floor today? But since then, so as we talk about, that. So now making conclude, say no, there's nothing there. they look at all the administrations. Now, when Albert, yes, things they be the fear, of course, yeah, things they fear. But one thing we credit Albert for, Albert now posted where they listen to what people they tell them. For example, when they see people in the APC, they struggle, forget for sideline and it's by Obama. You talk about a whole political party, but they struggle. Forget the party because one man not turn to you. Juxtapose that with waiting happened to Albert Magai Sunday, March 1967. Na Kenima. Go back to history. Now, I mean, some of it glad you can for the relate the historical trend of the country. Then you do it by way of comparative analysis. You know, so they can just say what they do. Oh, team A, team B, today I can just most I can just sit down at the corner and laugh. And so I can laugh me APC friends and say, oh boy, you guys should need for go back. Una go look SPP the textbook. See how they deal with the leader. And they say, we don't openly talk up. There is no way where SPP will permit, even this current president where they now, where he go impose a leader on SPP. Now think that way, don't go even think about because it don't go be possible. Unlike APC, when they declare people there, anybody will form with me, you go do this, I will kill you, I go beg you, I go do champagne over me. It's not like for you go form your no, it don't happen. It talk anything about SPP, but then they don't take it from anybody. And that President Bion no say, no way, no, in fact, they don't, it don't begin, people don't begin come out. So more even assume saying that they be saying it might no way. It get for go through the validity of the sanctity of the ballot box. Everybody when they come out say he want run for the party flagship for them. It get for go through the array color. It get for be one man, one vote. No way. Now they openly. President Bion has been told that, and every day some of it they ring and I use. So, don't even think of that. So if now that make you try for make the Visenge look good, say they do work where not supposed to do. You want gain for your minister, you want gain this, you want gain that. No. Yeah, we understand. Yes, of course. Now you write that for support your candidate. That they will not go take away from President Bion. Now he writes that for support your candidate. Now he write. But now one thing, now one vote President Bion get one vote, and maybe they say people a day. That SPP so one where they say go put that make some of it in fact the next thing some of it they can begin to talk. We can begin let it be now an open primary. We were in the United States now. Since now a presidential system of governance with the run as salon, we now for begin to advocate that the party then they open a primary because all this rancor and recrimination what they see by the politics so where things all tell they part up and down, the chaos and disorder. The convulsions and vicissitudes and what they see, all they emanate by this imposition where a leader, America, they be naya. Anybody where want to they run, you run on you to a day naya. So Mickey Haley, he take a chance say they run against Mr. Trump. Nobody not tell us say they not wrong. Nobody not. Now I do ping. Now I don't commodity. So if Mr. Trump prevail as the Republican nominee, now the people that they put that not so 2-3 people just not put now the people there. We believe that the essence of democracy, waiting will give democracy the way they call it, therefore be competitive. That Soviet democracy, Chinese democracy, North Korea democracy. When are in position, we don't need all of this chaos and disorder, all this, so that and people they need for also understand it. The reason why we get it, the military interventions in politics, when people they not care for look at the root cause. I mean, they look at the causative agents and just the root cause. Where they look at the root cause, I mean, now the symptom. No, you cannot look at the symptom. You got to look at waiting responsible for the incessant military interventions in the politics. Now, because of what they happen at party level, there is cascade to national level. Now, irresponsible for these military interventions. What don't happen at Liberia and that don't make up any military intervention out of the question, out of the equation. What don't happen at Senegal, don't make military intervention a built point. It not gonna happen. But they would have for thinking, would have for blessed the court system. When we go back again, like I said today, political history, I don't want to do all what I want to do now. The nuts and bolts the night and they put it because we don't talk about USA will start. 1787. We don't talk about that 1787. We don't count on to 1808 will become a crown colony. We don't come about in 1960 Lancaster Conference. We don't come about independence. We don't come back the visit them by the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. We don't come about the election. We don't say Samiti Magai don't die. We don't discuss. We don't talk about the the sort of people that will be the governors, will be represent the whole country, not to just one tribe, no more for. Now they come the government. Say no. That's the way we come up with the government. They're talking like the government. No. Now the Salon government, because everybody be there, you get people like YDC say, you get people like Mahmoud Ahmed, you get Kande Bouye, MS Mustafa, you get this, you get virtually across the board. So now there's some of you will never accept that argument, say SLPP that tribalistic, no, that propaganda. Now, like we say, putting the indices again together. When we talk about democracy, now this is where we go back as I try for wrap up the discussion for today. When we talk about democracy, the pillar, the foundation for democracy, the pillar. Now, the third branch of government, where they call the judiciary. If I recall, when we read political history, when we read about other countries, then we get some knowledge, eventually. They got one thing about a good number of reforms, we never read outside we immediate scope. All to the the political propaganda they really come on as now make we boy you left for trouble, all those things they left time yesterday. But remember, what is the great philosopher there? So we say, especially somebody like Edmund Burke, where me go call us in and the idol Edmund Burke. He said, well, you now not remember yesterday. Hey, we're not going to make the same mistake today. Say, once you are not guided by the incidents of history, the chance for let you repeat the same thing, you go draw back. Now, the history very important in the cause of humanity. It's very important. Anyhow, anybody look at, because history they guide you. It they guide you. Once you don't get anything for refer to, for reference, you're nothing. You just what kind of space. Now, when the philosophers, the great French jurist Montesquieu, Baron Montesquieu, in conjunction with people like John Locke, then they find out, see, these are the closing segment, these are the campaign now. We go talk about the judiciary, the importance of because I don't allow exhaust, because I know political history too long, so now half of the drop. When they look, say, the 13th, the 16th century leaders, they were actuated by what you call, totalitarian grips on power. They get too much extraordinary and plenipotentiary powers, them too much. So now they sit down and they conceive of a government, a structure. They come up with a structure. The structure of governance, when they come up, they try for separate them. If we are also the one they also will go recall history, especially the British history, in the context of what they call the Magna Carta. How that come about in 1215, when the struggle between King John and the advisors them, or what they call the Barons them. When they be forced out for go to a place when they call Runnymede, for them to go sign that document, we go limit in power. because you know those guys had too much power, too much power, baby, power. John go to the see we so-called leaders they do. Look for example today what we the speaker there's way is that the president don't accept. No, not for the president your responsibility that for accept the speaker in resignation. No, he don't get that for root. He don't get that for root that now a matter for the parliamentarians. What to know say the speaker where he resign the letter of resignation and the deputy speaker that he give. That's it. Now the parliament go decide that. Now the parliament go decide when they go hold another election. The administration don't get nothing for do that, but that's one man nine at be all another. So they go now a person they call Ronnie Mead, the first King John, for sign that document we go limit in power. Okay, they do although they get kata together. That document they that Magna Carta now United States incorporate into the supreme law, the constitution where they write up. Where among other things, they separate powers. You get the legislative arm of government, you get the executive arm of government, then you get the third branch of government, where the judiciary in your job. In your job, you don't get that chance for you, but for interpret the laws. That made them get one judge in this country and let go beyond eternal rest. Then they call him Justice Antonin Scalia. He say, he get a simple dictum. He say, the law is a law. The law is a law. That's about it. There's no other way for it. The law is a law. In other words, we just say, I think that the law. No, there's something like I think. The job of the court now for interpret the laws. Now, if all branches are the three branches of government, if two of them fail, the legislative arm of what they see every now and then, because parliament, if it's a parliament said I failed parliament that we see, because a lot of things anyway don't happen at parliament where they don't rise up to the occasion. One of the parliament, the main responsibility for write laws, for whole investigations and hearing. Nothing else. In other words, every administration accountable to the parliament, not to the other way around. Not to parliament for reports to any president. No, now the president for report to a parliament through hearings, investigations, and everything. But we parliamentarians say, no, because the miscellaneous collection of guys, they don't even know why they did a parliament. They don't even know. They don't get a 4 years idea why they did a parliament. They don't even know. That now the collective tragedy that way before Salon, where you get a bunch of people there, where say then a legislator, they don't even know what's in paper. Why that forbid the president in there for letting say he accept? No, not a young place that Mr. President. No. You don't get that for do that. No, that's not the parliamentarians, but that's not the system out there. So if all else fail in society, one thing went off for fail in any society, then una judiciary not fail. When una judiciary fail in a society, then una cease for be a society. All this dictatorship, they see so, this totalitarian rule, they see so, this power grab, they see so, where one man, the others from the above, that's what the president say, everything like that. It derives from the fact say you get a system where or two the other arms of government they don't fail. The judicial arm of government don't fail. The legislative arm of government don't fail. So one branch of government, now not be the be all and all. The executive branch that make we get presidents they don't want tyrants, they don't want dictators, they don't want demigods. This if the courts then at Senegal not be enough, then God bless the Supreme Court in Senegal. If the courts then at Senegal not be enough, Macky Sall or would I want to power today? But when the courts in Senegal, when they see the people there, the city, the determined citizen, they say, yeah, man, election will take place now. Anyhow you look up, anyhow you resort to moral equivalence, equivocation, convoluted grandstanding, or whatever. Yeah, what happen? The court back then. The quarter Makisa say, oh man, yeah, you don't go there in office 1 day longer than in necessary. You don't go there in office. That na a society that when una put una faith in the rule of law, we wanna get an independent, a fearless judiciary, when then they act as a bastion of the constitutional liberties of the citizens, then the guarantor. We wanna get that in there. Una America in greatness na ya, America in exceptionalism. Where America tell us say, they say, well, we don't get no equal. We don't get no equal, regardless of what you talk about. We na ya. Yes, we na nation when na human beings then we get imperfection when this is not to an egalitarian and just society. No, it is an egalitarian and just society, but not to a utopia. Because when you talk about utopia, a state of purity, and the only thing that utopia na Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala na God, that's utopia. But anything not to God, not to utopia. But within the constraints of that, see they will navigate themselves out of the whatever quagmire occurred because they put their faith in the rule of law. Then they said, any courts don't tell Mr. Trump, say, for report now, court. If you want to go in beginning graduation, it's because no. No. Come on, you get for report now, court. He don't grumble, he don't talk this, he don't, yes. Now you write a free speech. Free speech, yes. But in the final analysis, you get for listen to the court. Because the nation is a nation of laws, not a nation of man. Not what in the past say. Not what in power Biden say. Now how we there? Police, now police go ransack Biden in office. Now how we there? Police go ransack Trump in house in order to for look for the citizen and document. Can you do that any African country? Can you do that as Salio for go now a president in place go ransack? No. Why? Because the president in the above the law. Because the president neither the nation. When they say the nine in the above the law. This now we problem this now Africa. Once we decide say we know will be a nation of laws, this not to election, not to win at the team. Election because just like what Obama say, he said elections get consequences. Even the democratic elections, they say, oh, the whole, we're go wind up electing the wrong people there. Even the democratic election, when a one man, one vote, where everybody go to the polling stations and they affirm their faith in the majesty of the ballot box, una can still wind up getting the wrong people that you pass. But waiting go help una. Waiting now una fall back. Waiting go be una panacea. Waiting go be una solution. Una get a court where go midwife infractions of principles. What I got a court who can say, oh no, oh man, you violate the law now. If anybody not believe, when I go back to history of this country, August 9, 1974, and ask for one man when they call Richard Nixon. When I ask that, so I wouldn't have been Richard Nixon. What happened now, August 9, 1974? They go tell now. What happened at this country, August 9, 1974, to President Richard Nixon? Why that happened? Because of the courts. So I want to know about thinking for this, program. And I must say, without Una, there's nothing like Salon Tok Forum. I appreciate Una. I thank Una very deeply from a very, humble, from a humble being, from a very deep roots of the humble being. Now, place that for us to come from green and, now your own part of the story or part of the thing. Commenter. I want to show now I'm receptive to whatever comment you come up with. All this kind of thing, what you call free speech. Free speech. Because as I wrap up, I want to remind you now what one great leader in this country talk. That leader what he talk about, now the first minister of external affairs or foreign affairs. But America, they don't call him external affairs or foreign affairs. They call him Secretary of State. The first Secretary of State that this country, when one of the founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, and when I been the third president of this country also. If he posit say, he say he go prefer for live in a society where no get no government,
But the human beings say where the inhabitants say where they get the right for express themselves in any way they want, by writing, by talking, by singing, by doing this, by drawing pictures, by doing anyhow. He say he will prefer that kind of country for let them not get government, but the people they get the right for what to do. So when they kaya when they Christian, please not get that right say. Because that's so muna decide now your own contribution, all that are part of the narrative that all that they go to the the thing. And not only that, I they learn from them also at the leisure, I go look at those comments and who say I for make amends, I will make amends. Because nobody not going to be very convinced about the correctness of an opinion to the extent you feel say the monopoly no. There is no way where me will be that self-serving. Me too will be self-serving. Because say no, when me with the car that me get that me sabi pass everybody know. The only reason me they can the people they will sabi more than how me sabi. I must tell anybody this today. You get people there will get far superior antecedents past me. We're more knowledgeable, we're smarter, we sabi more. The only difference between them, they decide for keep up to themselves. But me say the little one when me sabi, me will come shall be brothers and sisters, and will not be fortunate enough. One, because of age, and one. A lot of people then, including the president, will get also. A lot of things say will happen. Imagine we coined president was born in 1964. So we say really today the real the historical analysis, the deep historical analysis, get some. Because by the time the come of age, other than they meet, now more they meet, then people and they we see the Huawei for Australia. We see the utter destruction we cause. We see how we lost a lot of things there. And like I talked earlier on, we historians are not coming back for replenish most of. If you ask a lot of people, they say, I hear they say there was, a gem, there was a gem robbery in Salon. One, a good number of them don't go even know the date we happened. They don't go know what waiting happen and whether they be done. They don't know. They don't know not to because they're stupid or not to stupidity, because they know we are falling a reader. So we are aware of what may happen when they call the famous Hastings robbery, gem robbery, whether airplane will be the commander, SLST airplane with the commander, Yengema with the camera, that one whether they hijack them now, Hastings airport, a thief or with that money. We go explain this and we know what to come out of the case. We know what happened. A foreign judge when he sit down there, when they want to look the case, if you begin implicate the government, then Mr. Stevens, the government because in 1969. So they looked at no, they said it's not going to work now. What did they do? They immediately find a seat for the judge, other than the judge, Justice Ikoro Idugu in Nigeria. They find a seat for and the next available flight and can't go back to Nigeria. They put him immediately, can't go back quick. Then the guy when they bring come a young guy, Justice Donald Macaulay, very, very young guy. Now he preside over the case. Now they make him fortune. Donald Macaulay retired at a relatively early age because you don't make up. Now they make up. They would have lost. Now the country now lost. So these are all the things they bring out. These are all the history. You get for no. You get for. So like I say, I don't get monopoly over this. But the little one the way God make I keep now subconscious and our assurance. What so they tell the culture and not to tell what in book because God will not make up. Don't see him. I keep on God make a keeper. I tell God thank you for that. This is one gift that way God give me say kutubu whatever and they make like and they make like keep on you don't go look no book. I will talk about Salon political history from 1787 to today when they talk so way Abbas Mudu resign take where President Bio say he accept them. Why? Are they follow what did happen and where they follow and they put on there? Just like how I dey follow wetin dey happen in Nigeria. Now make me TV, I get about 100 channels by the way. Everything wey dey happen in Nigeria, I know. If every station now Arise News, everything wey dey happen there, I dey know. If I dey tune in, I dey listen. Same way so na Ghana, I dey follow. Education, finally, you can go University of Heaven, you beat God by the exams. You can go Cambridge. You can go Oxford. You come with high sounding degree, high sounding qualification. Doctor this, doctor that, professor this, professor that. But now what you do with that high sounding degree from that high sounding school where you go, that University of Heaven where you go tell you beat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by exam, where God be spy from you. But when you come, what you give back to society, how you carry yourself, what you do, then go give gravitas to any claims where you go lay about a man of substance, a man of academia. All the professors, and then with doctors, and then with this doctor, that professor, this. You have to, but how na go sit down? Today una no get like now. Na also na otu na generator now una the survive by generator. But how na go sit down? Take water. The person una dig hole for the water beginning go down the house. So. Another for say not get respect for educated people. I do because me say someone for be very I want for be educated like them. I really want for. If I say I don't get respect for educated people, then that not only na disrespect that day, because people they work very hard for the education. But the problem when we get will be educated people in a salon, they are not of service to the country. Now. Bread and butter educated people will get. I just don't give you an example. They get Senge. It may not be David Senge. Like how the people they say, yeah, contract with Bill Gates, Harvard, MIT. These are high sounding schools. Great sounding schools. Say, me study technology. I'll say, you know what? Me, I do something today, tomorrow. Me name go they say that this name David Senge. But when the politics don't down, you study, so David Senge, oh, so they want to do like that thing. What you said, now you say I want to be president now because you name Dr. Senge, or because you go Harvard, or you go MIT, or because they say that. So is that all? Is that all they offer to the nation? Is that all? Where you come on at the same vacuum where you come in 19 But when you talk about this country also, you talk about the founding fathers, the foundation of this country today, now the founding fathers, they don't go. People like Benjamin Franklin, if they talk about democracy in this country also, you talk about a separation of powers there. Or then guys like Benjamin Franklin, they know that today, but now this country is thrive on. You talk about bridges, them highways in this country also. What are you going to talk about? Dwight Eisenhower. You talk about civil rights. The great society. They talk about people like Lyndon Johnson that they talk about. These guys have long transition from time to eternity. But they live on. Obama became president of the United States for one reason. Because of the sweat of people like Martin Luther King, John Lewis, what did they do? Now he paved the way for them, but let Obama become president of this country also. They know they will be president, but at the solid foundation where they lay, no way Obama go talk about the presidency, where he don't go trace the antecedent to the struggles of people like Martin Luther King, what did they go through? What did they endure? They call it the enduring legacy. But we doctor them, we professor them, we just nothing no day. All we know they grab, they use their education for exploiting fellow citizens. How much of these MPs they go to the constituency, the way parliament, but they don't they go there. The only time we say when election can they go, they give na bribe na give na lead. Why not don't vote for them? You don't go see them. A man go say he represent Freetown East One constituency, but who said it? Now high match na they go below study go there. You know they even can on the area. You know even can they? You don't know how they know the whole town hall meetings there. They know the whole constituency meetings there. But the man go see the claims that they represent you now. That's you know the. So now the type of people. I make some of we again who said 2 days. One man finally, one man be in a salon and they call him Casho Macri. Casho Macri, he don't go Cambridge. He don't go Harvard. He don't go University of Heaven. He don't go MIT. He don't go Harvard. I want him Casho Macri do na salon. We in him go. See, eternity in him go there. Kashomake give woman the way to born picking them, he give them dignity, he give them hope, I do. He bring back who side the born picking the woman, he bring her to acceptable standard. That place that they call cottage hospital. In your money, and in your effort, and in your work, he bring her to standard. So when the country them, when they try for honor people, then these are the people that they for the honor, and then people are there for the honor. Now they for the honor, name something after them. At least that place, that hospital, a cottage, they call them PCM, Princess Christian Maternity. No, we don't need Princess Christian Maternity. No, they can call her the Kashomake Center. For child women. So they go already member who don't be Kashomake, what Kashomake do. They get like I tell with politicians, they don't get vision, don't they? Vision, don't they? These are the people that they for the honor. What did they do? They enjoy legacy. What did they left that these are the people that were some of we very proud of them. I much prefer Kashomake than any professor, any doctor, this, doctor, that. Like I say, you don't go Cambridge, you don't go Harvard, you don't go grammar school. But guess what? The legacy with Kashomake, all the other way they claim say they go Cambridge, Harvard, Oxford, and all that thing, what they do, they win the country. Until they just Kutubuko man, they say goodbye to now. They ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how if we win that today will be similar like commanding him. With the Abu say he will go we treat for the rest of the with Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. And we will pray say, then we lead at the way myopic way you get in at the yai, where they know they see, where they know the member, the fellow Monday citizen, when this actions them, where don't be so much misery and sorrow, a problem. Let God lift that veil, come under the eyes, then they see, because they're really blind. Until I come back, you guys, it's been a pleasure having you all here.